But obviously, because you just get a lot of people that just show up, and a lot of people just click into the stream and they click straight out the stream because they're just on the front page of Twitch. Like they load the front page. My stream is on there for a second before they click whoever they were going to go and watch on their follow bar or something, you know. So yeah, like TLDR. Like don't get me wrong. It's my TLDR is what I'm trying to say is it's good. It's just, you know, I want to make you guys think like this is the second coming of StarCraft 2 or something. Like, it's cool, but like, you know, it's cool. The numbers are interesting, but like, overall, it is just like a nice little one-day boost for the most part. Get some kind of notoriety on StarCraft 2. Let people know this game still exists. I think what's cool about StarCraft actually is that a lot of people see it and they'll be like, "Whoa, that's still a game. I used to play that, right?" So yeah, alright, let's get into it, guys. Let's kick off into game number 1 of this best of 5, as we have in the top left-hand corner the red Terran player representing Vitality. This is going to be Maru. He takes on the blue Protoss in the bottom right corner of the map. We've got Creator as we get into our second best of 5 of the day for this event. And they only do 2 best of 5s a day, so after this we'll go and do some replays from the group stage, just a few series. Not sure if I'm really feeling it today, guys. I feel like I'm kind of tired, honestly. I feel like I'm just a little bit like, I need a day or 2 off. But I'm going to Home Story Cup this week, so yeah. I'll do a couple games from replays. We may not do the full 4 or 5 hours I wanted to do. I'm not really sure what to do. I'm not sure what we want, you know. Same reason you get back on the ladder every few months? Yeah, absolutely, man. It's a fun game, and it's always fun to come back to. Like, there's something about StarCraft. I mean, that's why you know it's a good game, right? It's something that always brings people that were interested back to some extent. I always get too sad when we talk about this, because my outcome of this every time is like, man, you have such a special game that was so badly mistreated by its creator, quite frankly. It's like, imagine... You don't even have to imagine what it could be. Just look at what it already is, you know? It's crazy. Adept is going to take a shade toward the top of the map as we have a chance to move up for a couple of moments. Just going to move in over here. Settle down for a little bit. Just going to see the Adept is going to throw a shade down. Move about. Again, Stalker, Twilight Council, Wolfgate all building in. A couple of probies coming up and online as well. Just bringing a lot of that through for now. Blink on the way, gates building through. And Rex, Engineering Bay coming up, Marines, the Marauder coming through, attack upgrade building. Just gonna see the Hopgate building on by, get that going. Blink's about halfway done, the robot facility still coming up, the gateway and the probe still building through. And if the factory swapping off the tech lab and the barracks will go to the tech lab. Just going to drop that down and reset ourselves for a few moments for now. So again, get things settling in here. Maru with that Marine Cyclone setup, going to go quickly into the Stimmin +1. I like the speed at which he's hitting the bio army at. You see Blink coming up on the side of Creator as well. That Prism also coming through. That battery will produce as well for the moment. Marines, Marauder, Cyclone stepping forward. We're going to have a stim shortly, right? So you'd imagine there's going to be some amount of pressure that wants to be applied here. Guess we'll see what we do about that. That medevac coming through. Again, the upgrades all coming in. Stimpack Combat Shield +1 upgrade. All coming about right now. Stalker's going to have a very successful start. Creator gets in for about 5 SCVs just right off the beginning of this, so very good start for Creator. 5 SCVs, going to get the Cyclone as well. Not that the Cyclone's going to have too much more to say in this game, I would imagine. So I don't think that would have been too much of a change from what we just saw. Now they're getting a medevac as well. I mean, these Stalkers are really getting some value. Now, Maru is going to be fully upgraded on the bio army, and he's going to start moving. Try and make something happen in these next couple moments. He wants to get across the map, and the few Stalkers are Creator. You're going to see that army moving now. He's going to intercept a Marine here and take an extra shot because of the combat shield, but yeah, we can see that Creator obviously wants to stay right here and in the business of trying to slow his opponent down, shut him down, and just make this difficult over the next few moments. So Creator, like I say, can try and make this difficult on that side, but he's also got to make sure he deals with this on this side as well. We are going to see the Sentry Pop's Guardian Shield way too late to ever have an impact here, so that was just not correct. And now just going to see this bio army pulling straight through. A bunch of probes going down, so return fire from Maru. We're going to end up boosting in toward the main base. But this, at the end of the day, really was just kind of an expensive ordeal. See the few Stalkers are there, going to try and fight back a little bit themselves, but yeah, do not really love where we're coming out at. I mean, this was 9 probes going down, and Creator, he cleans up the army in the end. Resource loss is pretty even. I just felt like Creator was in a better position than that. You know, I actually felt like Creator was just better set to deal with this. But he was a little bit late to do anything with the Sentry, so it just died before it did anything. Even an earlier Guardian Shield would be nice. But maybe in this case, a Force Field or 2 would have been good. Obviously, the battery goes down. If that Sentry helps against the, you know, with some Force Fields, maybe the battery lasts longer. Maybe this entire fight looks different. So, yeah. The Immortals here are going to do a lot of work. See Maru having to micro back the Marauders. They get low, so good micro from Maru. Does the right things to ensure that these Immortals will not be able to get too much done for the moment. It's going to see the armor upgrade and the Conquest of Shells still building just for now. Bio joins to the center. We'll see the few extra Zealots warping in as Creator gets set up back at home. RoboBay coming up from him. So he's looking to build the Colossus into the next stage of this game. We'll see the Bio going to take the chance to get through there and just take the opportunity to buy a couple of shots. Grab detection against the Widow Mines. Obviously, just being able to kind of see those and kind of shoot them from afar would be nice without having to run in and to give up a couple units every time, pretty much guaranteed, would be, like I say, a major positive in general. So, it'd be nice as the Stalker's going to keep on trying to fight, going after a couple more units again. So, trying to find a little extra. Force field coming down. Trying to zone this army out just that little bit right now. And so far, Creator's kind of holding Maru off. How long can we keep this up for? Tries to have a Widowmine there with the Stalker, but Maru doesn't let it happen. Now the Zealots start charging through. Widowmine now he gets to go off from the prison, which wouldn't have killed it, but would have got it low, and maybe that removes some of the micro potential as it becomes an easy target for the Vikings. Vikings get to kind of pick away at it anyways as Creator continues to just about for the moment make a defense of this. It's not going to let this slip too far away just yet. I'm looking to come back over. A couple of shots coming straight in. And a couple of Widow Mines getting chased out as well, we will see. The army continuing through, the couple of Widow Mines going down already. Stalks blinking up. Thermal Lance and the +2 still coming about. The Colossus and the Zealots all building by. Again, so much of that still on the line right now. At this point of time. Temple Archives coming through in production. And we see our +2 and the Thermal Lance on the way as well, so get a good idea of where we are going. We kind of knew it was going to be Colossus. What else is that RoboBay for? But yeah, seeing that get to come to the table here, the scan is going to be good for the Observer. As otherwise, Creator just has to blink away and get out of there for now. Forge, battery, cannon. Need to build through just for the moment, so again we get that set up, +2 attack and next to the Thermal Lance all still building by. Just continue to get that on the way up here. just currently. Stalkers and the Colossus gather. So again, we look to see what we can do next moment or so. Going to be seeing the 2-2 upgrades coming about, the ship weapons coming through. We have ourselves the one Zealot on that left side, the factories as well, flying overhead. Zealot is going to be able to keep something of an eye on that at least. Hey, what's up? Booyah for all. 36-month reset, 1 more year, and I can get a degree in Wardy from the university. Nice. Some commitment. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Just take a moment here. You see the Stalkers having a blink back, trying to escape out of there. 2-2 upgrades, the ship weapons and so coming up. Rest of those ghosts coming into play as well. So again, getting a little bit of everything just through for the moment. Right about now. We're seeing a little bit of cleanup happening over on the sides, and again, just resetting ourselves through for a few moments at this point to see where we are going next. Upgrades still coming in aplenty. Couple bio shots coming through. Stalkers get chased away. Maru positioning into the middle of the map. I've got that ghost coming about. The Caduceus reactor coming over. Extra barracks just coming in as well. And we continue to set this all up and running right here. Army still heads down to the bottom side of the map just for the moment. Continue to get settled. A couple of Widow Mine shots. Going to go off on a few Zealots. Also 3-3 upgrades. Also just going to be part of this for the next few moments. As we do have a couple more shots coming about. A couple of the snipes coming down already. Bio steps forward. The Archon will get picked away at. Viking's still heading across in that direction here. So again, we move over for that for now. Get that set up. Vikings able to try and get some pot shots off on the Colossus initially. Creator trying to ensure he doesn't lose too much. 3-3 plus 2 ship weapons. A couple of libs in that advanced ballistics coming by as well. Disruptor shot firing once again. A couple libs coming about, again, ballistics coming up, plus 2 ship weapons also coming by, the 3-3 upgrades coming through also. You can see Storm and the other upgrades continue to come about right now as the Stalkers peel into the center. Going quite a... I mean, kind of just a passive game, but Maru's getting a lot of bases. Look at that, 5 CCs on the way at once from Maru currently. Creator just getting a Stargate up and going to try and establish himself into a later game composition. He wants to try and be as comfortable as he can get in this later stage, because obviously it's not a fun position to be in overall right now. Together for that moment or two. Just see the army again regathering here and just taking a second to get settled into place and to get moving. And we will try and get moving here in the next few moments with this army stepping through the center. I mean, Creator just taking another base, tons of gateways available for him. Again, I love the tech that's on the way, but it's not here yet in terms of the extra Stargate and the Fleet Beacon, Dark Shrine on the way. Actually, give me Creator in like 2 or 3 minutes. I kind of like where he's at with all the setup. Until then, I'm still a bit afraid of this Terran army. At any point in time, could maybe just make a dive and potentially see some opportunity. Might pull him back. Couple of Marines there, gonna knock the hallucination down. So just gonna grab that, take that away. Again, Dark Shrine, Nexus. Campus building for the moment. We are just going to be seeing a couple of Liberators going to siege up into the center as well. Batteries going down. Panel on that right side. The Nexus is going to get grabbed. going to join that too. As the bio now in the center, just going to push forward. A couple of Stalkers going to get jumped on. You see the Zealots trying to come through. Stalkers blink up. I'm going to see this army just pulling back for a few moments. A few Zealots taking damage. Disruptor shots fly through already. And the players are toying with the idea of fighting each other, but no one is really committed through enough to really make much of anything happen just yet still. We'll have our ship weapons, the upgrades continuing by, those couple Tempests going to be coming through as well. Separator sieging nicely, just going to be keeping a chance to move through. A couple of those Libras going to get sieged up. The Vikings stepping forward, going to get straight in after the Colossus. We have to dodge back away from a storm already. So obviously getting away from there and pulling this back. Another couple of... just take a moment or two to relocate. The air weapons coming up online. The Tempests are coming through. Everything else coming by as well, just for the moment here. Yeah, well and truly committed to the latest stage of this game. Just gotta see it through to this latest stage. Is the TLDR of it right now. Prism still coming up and settling down. Shots coming through. Again, that Tempest coming about. The Oracle still building. Just going to see a couple of units coming around that right side, and we'll continue to move over there for a few moments. Going to see the Libs going to set up. The Vikings going to be there too. And then the +3 ship weapons also coming about. Let's see another nuke trying to come down at the moment. Like it from Maru, right? Just try and pressure your opponent in as many ways as possible. Clear out some stacked defense. Not be a bad thing. Might get the high tempo there as well, to be fair. Few probes, so not the best dealt with nuke of all time from Creator, but I'm not going to stop and complain about it either. And this Disruptor trying to zone this army back. That's a good storm. Maru going to run through that storm. Do we not have any another storm to kind of follow up? A lot of this army took a lot of damage quickly. If a Disruptor had landed to capitalize on that storm, that would have been huge. You know, imagine the Disruptor combining with the storm damage and being able to get a kill. Creator loses a lot very quickly here and is obviously in a bit of trouble as he going to get Maru to retreat away, but got backed into a corner. He's got a ton of money, but you got to be able to spend it, and the issue is he's very mineral heavy, so spending it right now kind of looks like you just build a bunch of Zealots, which is not exactly ideal kind of in the long term, right? Not really the sick breakthrough you want it to be, as we take a couple seconds, resettle after this. Get ready to go again. Maru is straight back over to this right side. I mean, Maru just has so many bases. The thing is, Creator has really not applied much pressure this game, I feel like. Creator's kind of just being backed up and saying, like, yeah, I kind of agree, I can't really do much, but like, if you let yourself get back into these corners, you do end up stuck, and we've ended up stuck at the end of the day. Like, we've really ended up in a position where it's just like, oh, I can't really do much of anything right now, and I don't really disagree. I'm going to pull back away here once again, just going to have to try and step away from this. Just going to be seeing the Vikings still chasing through. Those Tempests going to get chased down. Again, that's not exactly looking great at the moment. The Colossus is going to get jumped on as well. That is also going to fall. And this just looks as though it's going to get pretty rough for Creator, because again, he's got no gas to rebuild with compared to Maru, who does have gas, and is going to have an army kind of coming out of this anyway. Maru just lost 23 SCVs. DTs all across his bases are doing work, but Creator needs to get some rebuild going. He needs to have something that's actually going to be able to challenge that Terran army, because otherwise this entire situation is going to be all for naught. And like I say, if he had some gas built up, he could be rebuilding an awesome army. Instead, he's going to be rebuilding Zealots for the most part. Nuke will land. Everything else recollecting. Just going to be seeing some Zealots and Immortals warping in. Army coming up over here. Little EMP goes down. Dark Templar takes a shot. And Zealot Stalkers, everything just joining through one more time. Pushing around that Viking Liberator army. Only part of relocating at the moment. As we get back to the center, Creator just down 35-ish army supply. He's got a lot of zealots. Liberator Siege are never going to be an issue. I mean, the Viking count's an issue too. There's so many Vikings. The Stalkers can try and get rid of them, but before they do, the Tempest and the Colossus are just gone. Now we're going to try and push forward. These Stalkers have to get rid of these Libs, otherwise they're going to do way too much damage. The Zealots charged in, but there's enough damage output on the ground army, and so Maru's army just does not care about those Zealots charging through and trying to get a bit of a wrap around here and making something happen. It's just not going to matter, because now these Stalkers step through again, looking for something extra here, and still trying to just find more at the end of the day. Bio Ghost coming back about, and a few Zealots and the Stalkers coming back about a little bit there as well, just getting everything reset at this moment to more or less just go again into game 2, because at this point I don't think there's really much else we can do, as I really don't think there is much else we can do as Creator. I think this one is going to be a little bit too far gone. He's going to keep on trying for a couple more moments, but at the end of the day, this one does seem to have a conclusion baked into play already. That's going to be GG's. Maru is going to take game number 1 of this best of 5. Going to start the series off. And we are going to have in the bottom left-hand side the Red Terran, who has got that lead established. This is going to be Maru. Taking on Creator, Blue Protoss in the top right corner of the map. We get up and running here for game number 2. Let's see what we get up to here as we get underways and start off into this second map of the series. Like I say, I feel like we need a change of pace from Creator. I think we all probably agree with that. He clearly just didn't get anything really going for himself. And a lot of that just comes down to maybe even the early stages a lot of the time, right? If you can do better in the early stage already, you can definitely put yourself in a better position right from the get-go. So that's something we can potentially look at here, potentially think on. See if we can get anything going early. I mean, to be fair, last early game started off well for Creator. Those Stalkers got some good damage done. It was just the Bio Army showed up, and when the Bio Army hit, Creator kind of crumbled real fast, to be honest. You know, like, he fell apart really quickly at that stage, so yeah, definitely something to look at for sure. We get this up and running. Cybercore and the Nexus both building. We get that underway. Get started for now. Reaper is going to go on a little bit of a journey. So it's going to move over there for a couple seconds, get across. Obviously, Maru looking to find some information early. Look to see what's going on. And just look to know what's happening in the early stages of this. We're going to shoot pylon, take a few shots. Obviously, this Reaper just looking to scout, so again, finds the pylon. Not much else to really say or do right there. Just going to pick away from that for the moment. Again, Twilight Council coming up. Just going to be seeing the Stalker and the Warp Gate coming by. A couple of Reapers in the Hellion. We are going to get some more units up to harass early. Again, the Blink is building from Creator, so no surprise on his early opening. Blink is just such a high kind of utility kind of build order. It does a lot for you. Can definitely set up very nicely, so no surprise to see that being a choice early. Get that underway. And right now just seeing a Extra bits and pieces coming through as well. And the gates coming up. Blink on the way through. Getting a lot of this settled down just for now. Proper facility, the gates and the blink. Again, all of that building straight through here. Just get that set up. Get this on the way. Again, the siege tank, couple of marines, the barracks will build through along with this. And Maru, again, already holding control of the map on the Reaper Hellion front, so just going to keep maneuvering around, see if there's anything else. There's an opportunity for him for these next few moments as well. Hellion all pulls back, those barracks still coming online. So we continue to bring that straight through here just for now. Let's get a little intercept as well, just a little pick off from them. A bit more to be done as we just have, again, Marine Marauder. Just impact reducing. I'm again a little concerned about the passivity of this early game. I mean, we'll see what Creator does now from these Stalkers, but I do feel like we need to get a little bit of value here. He's going to blink through, gets the siege tank. He's going to lose some Stalkers in the process, which kind of feels like something that's guaranteed to happen if you go blinking in like that, but Creator felt like he had the opportunity to, and he did, and to be fair, I mean, he did get a couple of kills. It's just, was it worthwhile for what he gave up Stalker-wise? I mean, he lost only one Stalker, so yeah, I think the answer probably is yes. It's just, those are the kind of things that can become very dangerous very quickly, so you got to really stay on top of them and be very careful about your situation. Otherwise, things really can just peel away from you very quickly and fall apart, so. Some combat shield, and that +1 still coming up. We will see the Observer going to go stepping through for a moment. He's going to shoot a couple more times again, a few more hits coming by. Just initially just going to be seen, obviously, map control being kept by Creator. This is what we wanted to see a little bit more of, right? There's a little bit more kind of feistiness and ability to kind of stand out on the map and just get some trades in. We have the roadway, we have the gates, the Immortal, the Sentry, charge upgrade, all of that continue to build through just for the moment. So a lot of that coming online for now. The army coming back over, just going to see the Stalkers. Probably could have had the bunker if they took one more shot. And I feel like they could have, but obviously Creator did not feel the same sort of urgency or the same sort of idea of whether it was worthwhile or not, to be honest. Just going to see the Reaper Hellion up into the main. Going to get after a few probes. And we'll find some more damage. So a few brokers going down. Again, Colossus still producing through. That charge coming up. The Nexus on the way. Uh-oh. Lag spikes, lag spikes. Is that me? My ping is, normal. Braddock. He's gonna get kicked.
Game paused.
Alright. Quick and easy cleanup on the lag. And we get resumed back into this. Yeah, it's unlucky, guys, because it's one of those things where it's just like certain connections to NA just suck. Oh, to NA and Korea just suck for certain people, and it just lags for like 3 seconds every hour or something. But those 3 seconds, obviously just enough to lag the entire game, and so then you get kicked out, and then you lose the chance to be in the game for the day, and yeah, it sucks. I imagine it's incredibly frustrating. I emphasize. I'd be fuming if it was my internet that just didn't want to connect. I mean, it has been in the past where my internet just didn't want to be friends with Korea or NA or whatever server we were on, you know? I've been there, we've had that happen, you know? Creator losing a couple more Stalkers here. Thermal Lens and that Colossus continuing through the 2-2 on the way up. So it's ready to make a charge forward. Who's going to just dive into this? I mean, Creator has a lot of good supply right now. Good first wave of attack. Gets into position. A couple of SCVs will go down. I actually liked where he was at initially before he pulled away from this. Now he pulls away and re-engages through, but I think that gives the bio a lot of chance to do even more damage overall, so don't really love that part of it. We are going to see 2-2 upgrades on the way up. Ship weapons coming by as well. Continue to get that going as we're going to try and dive in again. The bio just in a cluster here. I mean, this is where you'd think the Colossus would do very well, and I mean, they might, but you got to do it in the right sort of time frame. Now we're going to see the Colossus getting dove on a little bit here. Can we save them? We will lose one. The other, at least for the moment, is surviving, so there is some benefit there, if nothing else. Just for now. And 2-2 upgrades coming about. Vikings Marine Road on the way. Creator now takes a supply deficit in this game. He was behind on upgrades as well, so just losing this fight really feels like he lost the opportunity that was there for him, and is now going to be in that much more of a difficult position. How that plans out here is just going to see two upgrades coming about, the ship weapons coming through, and a few Vikings and company on the way about as well, so a lot of that coming over already. Army just regathering, so again we resettle for a few moments and we wait to see what the next moves will be. Maru obviously has just been back on the defensive so far, but definitely has an army now where he can get offensive, and he knows he just want to fight. And currently he's 2-2 to 0-0, so his upgrades are magnificent. Actually might be a real kind of killing factor in the tail end of this from the point of view of Creator, so that could be an issue for sure. You can see the Stalkers going to try and pick away at a couple units before they get across the other side, but Maru, I don't think there's going to be much to slow him down. I think he's pretty aware of what he wants to be getting up to right now, so yeah, I don't think he's going to find much reason to slow down or stop at all. The Vikings going to shoot through here. Colossus in position, and we take a moment or so. Just going to be seeing the Bly still trying to stim to the front. The Vikings going to be right there as well, trying to help us out. BSL's going down kind of quickly, but the back line is going down even faster. And I just think this bio army so far has not really been moved. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think there's potential for this to maybe get halted at some stage, but it's taken a long time. We lost so much at this point. So a lot lost at this stage already. We're just going to be seeing the bio regathering, the Vikings regathering. 3 upgrades, Marine Marauder all coming through. Just those little bits and pieces continuing up for the moment. So the Vikings going to be there to try and shoot away at the Prism. Also taking damage again. A couple Vikings will just about survive through this. The medevacs will gather up for a couple seconds as well. Get back on track. I'm just going to be there, keeping those Stalkers at bay, keeping everything away from being able to commit through, so the 3-3 is still coming up as a part of that as well. He's got a stim in, couple probes going down, he's going to recall. He's going to see the 3 probes pulling back out of there, Creator. Again, using everything he can to try and stay in position and trying to stay locked in on this game at the moment. I wonder if Maru just wants 3-3 before he takes another kind of major fight, because if he goes 3-3 versus 1-1, then I get the feeling we're probably going to be very well set up here, to be honest. I get the feeling that would end pretty well. I just get a feeling, you know. Yeah. Well, there's nothing wrong with waiting for an upgrade lead if you think it's going to be that substantial, and I do not really disagree. I think it would be kind of that substantial, to be honest. So, yeah, I'm all about it. Sign me the hell up. Let's see, the army just going to push through. 3-3 is finishing during this fight. +2 attack is about to finish from Creator at least, but I mean, Maru stims on the right side as well, and Creator's supply is plummeting. Maru looking very confident in this matchup at the moment, actually. I will say he's looked very good in these opening couple of games. I like what he's showing us. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Medevac's just going to load up. They're going to retreat away. Just going to see the rest of the Marine Marauder Liberator coming through. The +2 ship weapons are part of this. The Marines get forward. The probes get chased out. Going to see the Liberator is going to get sieged. The Bio steps forward. Planetary Fortress going to get onto this. The Stalkers taking damage as well. Marine Marauder Lib still coming through, and that +2 ship weapons are part of this. GG says Creator. We go to game 3 with Maru on a 2-0 lead at the moment. This next one, as we have in the top right side, I read Terran. It's going to be Maru. Finals of today? No, it's only 2 best-of-5s today, guys. So today this is the last match of the day. Yeah, I don't really love the format. I really think it's criminal that you can do 2 best-of-5s a day. I really dislike it. I've spoken on this many a time. That's not really that big a deal, but I just think taking up so many scheduling days to then only use like 2 hours is kind of like, it's a bit disrespectful to other tournaments and schedules and stuff. I don't know. I just really think it's a waste. I think it's a little bit of a biased opinion because it's like I have to cancel my event to cast this, which is fine. I don't mind that. But then I only really get to stream 2 hours, and then it's over, and it just feels like such a... 2 hours is not a good proper stream, you know? Like, 2 hours to me is... Yeah, you barely even get up to your proper viewership before the stream ends, you know? So, yeah. SCV. I'm going to chase around the probe a couple moments. Is there no other tourney today? No, we were just going to do replays from this tournament's group stage, but like I said, I'm just not really into it. And just not feeling the vibes. I'm just going to be seeing the adept moving around because the shell's coming up. Take a few moments. Having the concussive shells and so coming through for a couple seconds here, get this settled. Let's have ourselves the Nexus coming on to the natural. Hello, Abby. Hello, baby. Yeah. Tough day for puppies, isn't it? It's so miserable here, guys. Ali's not been out today, so she's just sad. There was meant to be WardiTV Winter Cup today, but I cancelled it. So originally I delayed it, but then I actually cancelled it for today. I moved it to next week because I was worried that the Winter Cup and the schedule for this would just clash. Because I thought they were going to do like a double elimination bracket or something to that effect. So when that was not the case, I mean, then I felt a bit silly, obviously, because we probably could have absolutely had Winter Cup today. I just didn't want to deal with the issues, and there was people that were kind of in the Winter Cup that were also playing in this, and it was looking as though there was going to be scheduling problems and stuff, so I just didn't really want to, deal with it, and then obviously only being 2 best-of-5s in the end means that we probably would have been just fine, but alas, all good. Stalker's moving about. Deb going to be there. Presuming the blink coming up. can see that blink coming about, stimming the +1 coming through, so we take a couple moments here. A pylon coming around as well, so we take a few moments. Adept just going to shade through for a couple of moments. Stem coming by, that armor upgrade coming up. Take a couple seconds here to ready ourselves about. The Stalker going to warp in here, and we are going to see Creator getting ready to attack into this setup of Maru. Stalker jump in, a couple of Marauders going to get jumped on, damage being taken pretty quickly here. I mean, not bad from the first Stalker blinking, honestly. Could have been a whole lot worse. As extra Stalker's going to warp in right now. And away we go. Will there be any merged tournaments in 2026 for StarCraft 2? Because we're not in the eSports World Cup. It's honestly too early to say. We don't really know what the deal is going to be for StarCraft this year. It's either going to be very community focused or someone's going to step up and run some events. We genuinely don't know right now. It's going to be tough to say. For sure. Marines fighting through. Extra Stalkers keep warping in. Continue to bring that by. Just going to be seeing the Stalkers continue to fight back. 11 SCVs or so going down just for the moment. So some of that done over there as well. And where are we going to go? These two Marines are still stepping through. Just going to be seeing the Marines gathering. I think underneath the prism. So we're going to kill the prism off. Maru lost a lot here. A lot of workers dead already. And I don't think he's going to do enough to actually protect himself from this overall. So I actually think this one's going to be coming to a little bit of a close in Creator's favor, as the Stalkers are going to get the job done. Good old 4-gate blink going to give Creator a chance in this series and give him an opportunity to breathe, at least after what has not been a super pretty starting point in the matchup so far. Creator will get a point on the board. 4-gate blink, good. Have the prize money to convince them that that's worthwhile, right? So yeah. Nice to see that they kind of nailed the prize pool distribution in that regard. Now we're up 2-1 in the bottom right-hand corner of the map. Is our red Terran player taking on, in the top left, the blue Protoss. We've got Creator. Game 4 of our series. Away we will go. Can Creator find some similar pressure again here to set himself up nicely, or will Maru be the one to run away with some of this early game? Marines continue about, just taking a few moments. Cybercore and the Nexus coming over for a couple seconds as well. Just going to bring that through for a moment or two. And just going to see the probe. We're going to nibble up at the SCV. Just getting some damage done. Just for the moment. Yeah, Cybercore about to finish. Next coming by, the Adept and the Warp Gate both building up. The Assimilator coming through as well. Yeah, a few moments of this all establishing that Adept going to Chrono Boost on the Warp Gate for the moment as well. Just going to bring that straight out. And again, the Adept coming about, Warp Gate building, Factory in the Foundry coming through, commence into building. Continue to get that rolling as well, so we keep that all on the move right here. Factory swaps over to the tech lab then, just moving that across. The Adept still Chrono boosting out. Just take a few moments to get set to go. The Adept gonna fire a shade through to this other side. Gonna see what's going on for a couple seconds. Cyclone building from Maru. The blink and the warp gate coming up as well. Starport, barracks, all that coming online, adding the reactor in on top of everything else. Just going to throw a robot facility down over here too. So just going to drop that straight into place. One comes moving across, and Maru will just be kind of content with the map control he's created for himself so far, so we'll not try and push this any further just for now. Pretty content, it seems, just to let this continue by for now. The vac will be denied. Stalker's in position, not going to let anything happen there. Just initially, just going to push that back out. Guess the Observer's going to come through as well. It's going to continue to move along with this. We got the Banshee on the way, tank and Marines, so lots of pushing power coming up very shortly. We've seen the army coming up for a couple seconds. Going to see a couple of these SCVs going to get chased. Army going to come back around the other side. So again, trying to see what's going on. Stalker's on the wrong side of this at the moment. Not exactly going to be loving their time getting hit on at the moment. Tank gets saved by the medevac pick off because we didn't siege it, which is probably just a smart decision right there. The Observer now getting grabbed as well. Now we're going to have two tanks sieging, but this first tank in the front is very low. It's going to go down quickly to the Immortal. Doesn't siege up the second tank. 4 SCVs down, 6 SCVs down during this so far. Creator holding on decently. What I'm worried about is this tank in the back still active here and trying to target fire at the front. Is going to let these Stalkers hit on it for a little longer. This tank will go down, but only for the price of the other tank now getting in position. We still kill a bunch of Stalkers, and the tank did get a lot of shots off. Taking Creator a long time to just clean this up, giving more chance for Maru to get units across the map, reinforcing that tank takes a long, the Immortal takes a long time to close the distance here, but we are now going to commit through, and it looks as though Creator is going to get the cleanup, and this army of Maru is going to get wiped out, reset, and we are back to the drawing board. Maru in this game, but maybe in this series, he might have to go to this game 5 now, because this is not going to be a pretty position at the end of this one, plain and simple. It's not going to be pretty at all. This is actually pretty nasty. Where do we go from here? Well, I mean, Creator is going to be up 23 work. He's going to be up a bunch of army supplies, so it just looks good for Creator through and through at the moment. Seeing the few Marines fighting, Stalkers taking some damage. He's going to be seeing the army coming back through again. That's going through. Just going to see the storm and the charge continue to come about. Banshee around the back. There's Creator. Tries to fend off Maru. Tries to keep himself comfortably in this game at the moment. One Stimpack combat shield. All these upgrades going through. A couple of shots will come off and some probes will go down. Don't get me wrong. A little bit of harass from Maru are nice, but They're leaving a lot to be desired still. Like, we've got a long way to really fix this up, no? Definitely make this difficult as Storm now building. So Creator going to make himself even stronger in this game. Going to get himself through to something that's really going to help himself in these later stages. A couple of Zelds dropping down already and hitting this SCV line. The SCVs just have to pull, retreating away from that already. Tank is gathering around. Just going to see a couple of shots going back the other way. We'll see the tank's going to get sieged up here. Liberator sieging as well. We are going to go for a big shove. Massive storms. Maru is just going to get blanketed, cleaned up, and GG'd. It's going to go to game 5. Creator pulls himself right back in this series. Maru having success in kind of the longer games, but some of these earlier games starting to not go his way now. Momentum will be against him, losing 2 in a row to bring this back to a leveled series. 2-2, best of 5. Final game, Maru bottom left. Creator upper right. Creator pulling off some good offense and defense in the last couple of games to get here now. Giving himself a winning chance to this series when he really didn't look like he was actually able to compete in the earlier games with Maru. Maru was just getting into such good positions and putting himself into great places. It was looking rough. Again, that's not to be kind of disrespectful to Creator, it's just he didn't look like he had much of a shot in games 1 and 2. You know, game 1, he was super passive, didn't do much. Game 2 fell away from him so easily. Yes, he's gathering about. That's going to be seeing us settling here for the first few moments. Ourselves in position with the probe across the map and scouting. Just seeing what exactly is going on early in this one. Cybercore Nexus, all building through. It's going to have the factory coming about, commands into building. And see Maru SCV pull in this game. I wouldn't mind something that's kind of like committed to getting the job done early, to some extent. I think there's something to be said about kind of, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, at the same time, maybe Maru's just looked better in the longer games as well, so I think it's just about getting to the longer game, because right now that's been the issue the last 2 games. Getting to something that sets up into a little bit of a later stage situation. Let's see what he goes for. I'll tell you what, I really feel like more and more so these tank pushes and this aggression that we're seeing from the Terrans is really kind of a dying breed of kind of gameplay. I wonder how long it's going to be until we really just ditch tank pushes like this, because don't get me wrong, it works sometimes, and when it works, it looks so good. But our Protoss play is not just getting better and better and better at dealing with it. Like, it really feels like it is, you know? Like, it really feels like they're just getting better and better every single time. I feel like I see these aggressive pushes just working so much less frequently nowadays. It's rough. Are they getting better or getting buffed? I mean, not really had the game change in a few months, so yeah, I'd say they're getting better at dealing with the pushes on the current patch, no? Seemed kind of reasonable to me. Stalker gonna shoot, Hellion dips on die. I feel like they just barely hold it when they do. Yeah, but that's how it feels, but then the reality is, like, they're still holding it, and so often it's like, if they hold it, it's like they're in a commanding position. So is that just barely holding it? It's such a fine line, right? That's what makes them so enticing to do. That's clearly why they work in the first place. That when you get a defense, it's like, man, he only just had enough to defend. The problem is, when they only just have enough to defend, usually a defense at all is just good enough to put you in a good position, because the Terran army getting wiped typically leads to warp-ins and counter-aggression from the Protoss that sees success as well. So, yeah, it becomes kind of awkward in that regard, right? Like, it becomes a very weird situation to kind of figure out. I don't know. I just feel as though we're seeing them held more frequently now than we saw them being held, you know, in the past. I just feel like they're becoming less of a viable option, I guess. So I'm going to try and get after the Raven just for a moment or two, so it's going to put that pressure on for a couple of moments. Damage being done, and that is going to be a dead Raven early, so not going to allow that Raven to do much damage at all. There's going to be a frustration for Maru, because usually that Raven sticks around and is able to get a lot out of this, but not in this case. Not in this case. 7+1, both building through here. Bringing those up. And getting those running as the Marines will join up as well. This Colossus already on the way, and Maru is going to start making a little bit of a push out onto the map, it seems. The units were starting to get forward, but he had a tank still siege at home, so it didn't look as though he was too serious about moving out. So, in the end, we're just going to end up regrouping and recouping. Stim combat +1. All building by. Marauder tanks, the medevacs coming up as well, so we continue to bring that through just for the moment. So again, we get that set up. The hallucination trying to move over there as well right now. Trying to move in position, see what we can do for a couple of seconds. At the moment. And we will gather here, just going to see the tank is going to fly, a couple of stories going to get pushed back. We'll see the Marines and the tanks continue to join together just for now. You're all going to be seeing those tanks continue to spread a little bit. Stalkers coming forward and just stepping away as well. Give us a few moments of establishing, but Creator's going to get into his Colossus. The thing is this the kind of game I think I wanted to see Maru play? Which is like, let's just make sure we get to the later stage of the game, because I felt like he was definitely fine in those later stages against those Protoss armies and against what Creator was kind of coming up with. Armor upgrade, concussive shells building. These tanks and that Bioforce continue to gather over here as well, so they're just going to set between the bases. Wait to see where we go. I was going to see that +2. A couple of pylons coming up. Creator making a move onto the map right here. So he's going to step down. And he's going to push in. So we're going to attack him from the left-hand side. We're going to see in this army coming forward. A couple of Liberators going to get shot away at initially. So the Lib's not really in the right defensive place. But the tanks are very well set up for this. However, the Zealots going to cause a lot of trouble over here. And 11 SCVs end up going down. So that's some pretty good damage. 11 SCVs fall, a couple libs will keep moving about for a couple moments as well. Where do we go next as the Stalkers gather up? Just going to be seeing them into the main base. Gonna try and get away from that Liberator Siege, which is definitely causing a little bit of concern just for the moment as well. So we're just gonna back on out of here for now and retreat away. Well, I didn't mind that attack from Creator, but I wouldn't say it really changed the course of this game. I mean, the 11 SCVs are nice. It looks like he's gonna keep going though. If you can get the Zealots onto these tanks and get rid of these tanks, this position becomes weak, especially if the Colossus can survive through. There's a bunch of extra Zealots coming through. Creator will step back once again, lasering down Marines and Marauders from afar. He'll do very nicely in amongst this as... Yeah, I mean, now the tank count goes down, but it's not gone, right? We still have a bunch of tanks available here, so it's still a problem long term, sure. And T2 upgrades continuing about the +2 attack weapons, or weapon upgrade coming in from Creator as well, getting going too. Fire still gathering up, a couple tanks are going to settle. We are going to see this Zealot Stalker Colossus army coming through. The Bio going to stim up once again, get toward those Colossus, push them back one more time. Upgrade still building. We have the Ghost Marauder Viking production continuing through. Just gonna knock those rocks down, clearing that out. The Breast trying to siege again. We're gonna pull back one more time. The Bioforce is gonna keep fighting. A lot of those Stalkers taking damage. Continue by. He's going to be seeing the scan over the right side. The Prism going to siege and unsiege. 2-2 upgrade ship weapons all coming up. Army into this main base. Going to get in after a bunch of that army at the moment. So in we go. The MP coming down. A bunch of those Stalkers going to get hit. The Bioforce coming through. The Vikings still overhead. With everything else still gathering together here for these next couple moments. I like the pressure that Creator is applying. He's up to 5 bases behind this. 75 workers. And he is looking confident right now. It's a very similar style to what Trigger was playing against Clem. And I'll stop giving my thoughts on it, because clearly it was working. So, yeah, no, I mean, just going to keep opening, keep pressuring. Maru trying to play hyper defensively behind his structures right here, behind his wall-offs, but being kept at 3 bases is going to be one of the absolute main parts of this. Not being able to get off of this 3-base setup is going to be a major difficulty or major pain point. But it's also such a safe 3-base setup, so you can't really do much as Creator, but you can keep him on 3 bases, right? And that alone might just be good enough at the end of the day here, so... Storm and the armor upgrade coming about. We do see the Immortal and the High Tempest coming through. Robo Facility continues to build in the Stalkers. Take a second to step over here. We drop a couple of assimilators down. Cannons and batteries all building. The Stalkers end up blinking further back as well. Pulling on out of there and escaping for the moment. The scan comes down, army will gather. And yeah, we do see the couple of Ghosts, the Vikings, the Marines, and the ship weapons. All of that continue to come through for the moment. The Zealots around into the center, bottom side of that map. Continue to see where they can go as well. Command will lift off, and we'll see another command center being placed in here. Just currently, the couple of Ghosts still coming through. The 3-3 upgrades coming up as well for Maru right now. We've seen our Nexus drops down over on that bottom right corner, so drop that straight into place. Orbital drops into the middle, and the 4th base setting up as well. Still just seeing the 3-3 upgrades continuing through, plus 2 ship weapons alongside that. Just for the moment now, as we do have Mario starting to actually step out a little. Obviously stepping forward to the 4th base. Not difficult on this map, where that 4th base is just so centralized on the map as well, so that should not be too much of a shocker. And +2 armor, +3 attack, all of that on the way. That prison speed coming up. 3-3 upgrade still building from Maru. Again, he wanted a longer game more than likely, and he's starting to get into it now. Just have the Stargate, a couple of gates, the Dark Shrine continuing through for the moment. A lot of gates. I mean, Creator said it was obviously fantastic. Both maxed out. Creator 3.6 to 2k in the bank, so he's got money to spare, but I'll still try and make sure that we trade effectively enough to utilize that cash. He's up to 7 bases now, taking that 7th in the middle of the map, and it's obviously going to mean he's got a lot of locations to mine from. The thing is now, once you let Maru off the 3 bases, Maru's now a 5 base Terran. There's not much you can do about it. Somehow misclicks a mule to the high ground, but otherwise, just going to mule that base up and get that economy really whirring at the moment. Vikings overhead, the Bio taking a chance to stim forward, gets after the Zealot for a couple seconds. Nuke on the way. Like I say, it'll be interesting to see how Creator deals with this later game, because this is where he really struggled. Back in game 1, what he stepped away from in the games that he won in this series, but he wasn't able to break Maru early. So in this case, he's kind of finding himself back over here, and without really much else to do about it, apart from just seeing how he can maybe make it work out. CC still coming up, Starport coming through that Liberator range. There's 3 ship weapons coming through too. We are going to see the nuke flying up into the sky. Going to make its opportunity to get across. Uh-oh. That's not good. An old cheeky cloaked up EMP. Ghost is going to get a lot of work done, so that works wonders. Fantastic stuff there as we take a few seconds. Just going to see the High Templar coming around, the +3 armor upgrade coming up as well. Just going to move that over for the moment. And a lot of that Bio coming about. Just going to see the Vikings coming over the right side. CC still setting up. Ghost, the Vikings all coming through. A lot of that coming online still as the Bio just moves over to get another base established. So Maru's going to have no shortage of bases at this point. And again, Creator showed no interest in really trying to deny bases the deeper that this game went in the earlier match that they played, or the earlier game they played in this series either. So I'm not really sure where we're going here long term for Creator. Like, I don't really love it, honestly. But like I say, that's just the fear from what happened earlier in this series kind of coming back to me already, and I think fairly rightfully so, in fairness, you know. It's it was not exactly the... It's not exactly been the kind of the craziest of games for Creator when it went long. It just, he got bullied into bad fights that eventually came back to bite him, you know. I mean, let's get onto the Nexus over here so we'll be able to apply some pressure. The storm coming down, just going to see the rest of these Templars and so just going to have to be careful. We're going to lose a base. Maru gets forward. Enough Vikings there just to zone so heavily as well is kind of what makes this a problem. There's a Bio Viking Medevac force gather up. A few Stalkers nearby as well, all joining together right now. Extra gates on the way. Creator is super rich. He is super rich, but so is Maru. Like, Maru is only, what, like 2k gas behind? Minerals are a lot kind of whatever, because Maru can just mass mule. Like, Maru is spending a lot of his minerals on static defense and CCs and stuff. I'm not really concerned for Maru being down a bunch of minerals, because I feel like he can catch up on those at any point with mules. Great opportunity for the winner of this. He played Trigger in the semifinals, which is definitely a preferred semifinal opponent when you look at the rest of the bracket, so... You know, there's no, he ain't no slouch, just be Clem, but you gotta feel like this is a great opportunity if you win this to maybe have a chance to make the finals. Liberators will settle. And the Ghost coming around, just gonna see the scan coming through. Alright, just taking a Slow approach forward. A couple of these cannons will take some damage. Disruptor shot will land just on one Marauder. Next cannon going down. Nexus gets cancelled. Army still just pushing up at the moment. The Disruptor coming online. The nuke, the vehicle plating upgrade coming online as well. Couple of EMP is going to go up that ramp. Going to hit very nicely as well at the moment as we see the rest of this still gathering together and figuring out just what we want to do. Fire coming back over. A few probes going down. Army steps away. Look at the minimap and you just see the the vibe of what's going on in this game, which is that there is a lot of there's a lot of sensor towers and they are providing a lot of vision at the moment. Kind of funny. Oh. Just stormed a bunch of his own probes, I presume, because he just wants to clean them up quickly. Is all I can imagine that was. As we are going to see Maru, though, chasing that army away. And Creator is going to be, well, getting chased in one direction, trying to hold off in the other. Trying to make something of this here as we see a couple shots coming through. Vikings going to have to pull back a couple seconds. Maru starting to take a good fight as, again, it's just so difficult to fight this Terran army in this late stage of the game. That's really where we're at right now, where it's just, this is a difficult situation that we're requesting to get out of here. It's tough. 6 lips coming up, so Maru's going to rebuild an even better army comp against someone who's struggling to keep air units alive. So how do you deal with Liberators if your opponent's Viking count is keeping you from going Colossus, never mind Tempests? Just feels like Creator has... I just don't see what Creator's late game plan is. Like, I don't see what he says is going to be like the, hey, look, this is my army which wins the late game. You know, there's been no progression out of what he's been playing all game long almost. And yeah, he's been building base and stuff, but like, he's just not done anything to the Terran. And the Terran army got better. You know, the Terran army got better. The Terran situation got better because he had all the time in the world to set up bases and mining and all of this and that. So I just don't see where the reality is for Creator, where he's like, oh yeah, this was great for me, you know, like this was 10 out of 10. I love this situation. I just don't think that's there at all. Massive Lib sieging up again. They're going to be nigh on impossible to deal with, I feel like, right now, apart from just attacking around them. But then Maru has such good vision with all the sensor towers. How do you realistically attack around these things? Well, you don't, is the reality. Like, that's the entire design of this game from Maru, is that you don't just get to attack around his units. You don't just get to avoid them. You don't just get to skip over that part, you know, what he's built here. And like I said, I think that actually makes this a whole lot more difficult as Stone comes down. We'll hit a few of those libs. And try and just attack through this. Creator's going to attack in. You know what? If this goes any other way than Creator's army melting, I will be incredibly impressed. But unfortunately, I shall not be impressed. Prism goes down too. There's a second Prism, apparently, which is going to warp in a bit further south, but I mean the DTs are going to get to work. Creator's army definitely melted, and now we're trying to stay in this based on the fact that there's going to be some harassing units like DTs and so. Don't think they will do anything once Maru just starts pulling back to deal with them. He's going to lose a couple of structures, but Maru obviously has a ton of infrastructure. He can lose a bit if he needs to. There's not really much concern or much of a rush for him to really have to kind of deal with like structures and so going down. It's just not really, like I say, much of a problem at the moment. Creator really needed to, even if it didn't feel good, I think he just had to fully send it earlier, because I think he had positions in this game where at least it felt like he could have kept on attacking. But he just let this go so late, and once he starts letting it go late, A, this is where Maru loves to play, and B, I just don't think it's a great place for kind of Protoss in the current meta of PvT. Creator at 80 supply. He's got 5k, 4k, but he may as well GG. Because if you've not won it with this previous army, what army are you going to build now that's going to magically be the solution in this Game 5? Dog is going to get jumped on. The Colossus, the Tempest, the Stalkers continue to come out. We keep diving through. We're going to see the Liberators getting sieged up. I'm just going to shove through this, guys. I mean, this is not really just anything else to say apart from the fact that this is, unfortunately for Creator, at the end of the road in this tournament. He came very close to taking Maru down here. Just not quite good enough in the end to get the job done. And yeah, Maru is gonna come out of this looking real pretty as Liberator siege on the high ground. Colossus going down. Creator just processing it right now and giving this a moment or two before GG. Trying to come across with some Stalkers and so, but they're not going to change things. 72 supply. GG gets called, and Maru is going to win out this series 3-2. And Creator made it, like I say, a good go of it in the end, considering it was not looking great for him initially. He made a very good go of it in the end, but just not good enough. Maru gets it done. 3-2 victory for Maru.